hey, if you're in the Florida National Guard, you're going home. So good for you. And good for your governor. Ron DeSantis, the Republican governor in Florida, has said the troops were going to be in D.C. for the inauguration of Joe Biden. That came and went without event, as sad as it is to say. Not that I was hoping for any violence. Don't hear me saying that. I'm just, one of those people who was expecting that there would be some kind of operation undertaken, that maybe our military would be a little bit wiser to the fact that people are not going to accept a fraudulent election result ever. Not now and not ever in the past and never in the future would we knowingly accept that. So, not making that claim here, but I would be just wanting to remind the military that people aren't cool with this. And you would have thought I was hoping that they would have. So, the inauguration came and went. No events, no hitch that was going off, so to speak. So Ron DeSantis says, bring the guys home. And if you recall, we all saw the Capitol building full of people, and we all said, that's not safe, especially during this pandemic. You have restaurants around the country closed because families who live together can't eat out together safely. But you can put 20 to 35,000 troops huddled up together on top of one another, sharing one or two bathrooms in the Capitol building. And that's supposed to be, logical. That's supposed to be scientifically sound and make sense to these people. So, Ron DeSantis says, hey, you're going to bring the guys home. And I think he had threatened this the other day. He said, I'd like to see, some sort of movement of these people at the Capitol, or we would like to have them come home. You saw a congressman say, we need to get these guys out of the Capitol, but not because it was unsafe for them to be there, or because it was overkill and needless at that point, or not because it was a military occupation that was illegal at that point. Nope, none of those things. It is simply because he didn't like the fact that one of the National Guardsmen, the troops had laughed about using a mask. In the cafe, they're supposed to wear a mask, and one of them wasn't wearing it properly and joked about having to put his mask on. So we sent him out. That is why you saw today in the news that all of these troops were sent out into the parking garage. So again, you probably saw that this morning, right? You saw all of the National Guard troops put out into the parking garage, and they're sleeping on the concrete in the cold. You probably weren't aware that the reason that happened is because one congressman, with his panties in a twist, said, they made a joke about using a mask in a shared space, and so all of them have to leave, so they sent them all out. So, that is why that happened, and then you have this. Governor from Florida, Republican, Ron DeSantis, orders the Florida troops in D.C. back home. Quote, they're not Nancy Pelosi's servants, and this is a half-cocked mission. They are not her servants. So, I will forever, from now on, refer to her as Nasty Pelosi. I'm just going to roll with that. And in terms of Nasty Pelosi going out and taking some nice pictures, along with Cuck Schumer, you saw Cuck Schumer and Nasty Pelosi go out, shake hands with all of the National Guard and say, we appreciate you keeping us safe, the rightful owners of the Capitol, as Cuck Schumer said the other day. Unreal. So they all see us as the second class, not even really citizens, and they all see themselves as, the ruling elite. Not just elite, but the fact that they are rulers of you and me. Governor DeSantis does not feel this way. He says he calls the mission, obviously we saw, half-cocked, that they are not Nasty Pelosi's servants in D.C. He ordered the National Guard to come home from the U.S. Capitol because, again, they're not her servants. This is a half-cocked mission at this point, and I think the appropriate thing is to bring them home, reported Miami Herald Tallahassee Bureau Chief Mary Ellen Klaas. Lordy almighty. Let's make a word sandwich out of that sentence. A stunning 25,000 troops across the nation were ordered to D.C. to secure the inauguration of Joe Biden. Isn't that strange? It's not to provide security for the legal and constitutional inauguration of Joe Biden. I understand this is from the Conservative Review, but that is why they were ordered there, to secure the inauguration. Because the inauguration itself wasn't, and still isn't, in the hearts and minds of the American people, secure by what they did in the Senate chambers on the 6th. No one feels secure about what they did then. So the troops were needed. And the lefties were correct in pointing out when they see all these troops and the photos of all the troops in front of the Capitol, and they say, this is what it looks like when a dictator's installed. You're right. It is. That's exactly what that looks like. Isn't that weird? Sometimes a dictator won't even do the fraudulent election thing. They'll just install themselves. You got a show first. So congrats. Some of you even voted for it. I hope you're waking up over the next couple of years, because we're going to need your help before these midterms. This says, as noted by the Daily Wire, disturbing photographs circulated Thursday evening revealed our National Guard troops sleeping in cold parking garages. Quote, thousands of National Guardsmen were forced to vacate congressional grounds on Thursday and have been photographed while having slept in parking garages while temperatures in the nation's capital were dipping near freezing. The photos of the living conditions of the National Guardsmen were forced to endure come after Democrats took complete control of the federal government. So they are completely responsible for this. There's no way you can say, well, the Republicans that were in charge of nothing. Literally nothing. If you are a conservative, grab your popcorn. Maybe the local theater near you is still open, and if it's not, hopefully they're open to sell popcorn out the door, at least make some money. Go get some, because you have a lot to watch over the next couple of years. And this says, Joe Biden being sworn in as the nation's 46th president was what they took complete control over by doing. So it's not mincing any words here. The National Guard is aware. They don't even have any power in the situation. The National Guardsmen were quoted. They said that they felt betrayed. It was offensive to them. They felt unheard. They felt unwanted. And you can imagine why. But I just thought that it would be interesting to point out to you, the governor in Florida is pulling these guys home. And he's pulling them home because he wants to make a statement that they will not be a part of this. Is it interesting that the governor is now showing you and I and the rest of the world and the federal elite, like Texas's AG today, Ken Paxton, you saw Ken Paxton officially moved to sue the federal government. Yesterday, that news was that he threatened to sue. There were comments like, why does he threaten it? He just needs to do it. Well, it's a politically gesture. You say day one you're going to do something, and day two, if they don't act, you do it. That's what happened in Texas today. They got sued. In addition, then, the Florida governor also taking action, saying to the federal government, hey, these troops were ordered here. They're not ordered to leave until the 24th. That's Sunday. So there may be riots Friday and Saturday in D.C., Florida boys ain't going to be a part of it. We are not going to be there to defend you because you clearly do not defend us. This is a half-cocked mission. They're not the servants of Nasty or Cuck. He doesn't want them there. I commend it. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We are on BitChute. We are on Odyssey. We are on Parler when it gets back up. We're on Gab. We are on YouTube. What's the one I'm missing? Rumble. That's it. It's at America Floats. Do that and everything else that you can do after you like this video, and then share it somewhere. You can put it in a little comment section anywhere else. Honestly, it's just going to be really helpful, and I appreciate all of the interaction. So your comments, I read every single one. Your likes, I count every one. And every single one of my subscribers, I pray for you. So that's some encouragement to do so. Do that and help me keep America afloat.